Hey everybody, it is Charlize Walker of Lisa's Business Enterprise, your professional resource consultant, but here with a job prep tip. I do have an interview skills e-learning workshop. I am going to share you 10 things that you should do or do before you have an interview. If you know you have an interview coming up, these are some things that I highly suggest that you do. Now, an interview is a two-way conversation. It's a first impressions and the ability to feel the tone of the interviewer. And you hope that the interviewer makes you feel comfortable. So get into these things. Number one, research the company. The easiest thing that you can do if you haven't done it already, because normally when job seekers you apply, you look at the company, you see if it's a good fit for you. Go to their website, go to the info tab or the about tab on their website and research the company. Also, do your due diligence and just do a basic Google search of the company because you can search any accolades, rewards they may have, latest trends, or something that wasn't good news in the news, something that wasn't good about them, and may have some negative press or something like that, or some positive things as well. Number two, have copies of your resume. I say at least 10 copies of your resume. Paper, put it in a folder, you good to go. At least 10 copies. Because when I was a recruiter and I was helping managers, a lot of times, especially like directors and VPs on up, they'll be coming from another interview. They didn't have time. Oh, I left my resume on the desk on my desk and everything. Or you were surprised and it's not just one person, it's maybe two or three people that is interviewing you, and maybe they're trying to share one little resume and you'll have it available for them. So always stay, my friend would say, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Okay, all right, that's something I learned from South. Number three is have the questions that you want to ask prepared. And I would say this is in no type of order. Just be prepared. Have the questions that you want to ask prepared. Take a copy with you. Um, Interviews go both ways, and it shows when you have questions, it shows your interest. And I guarantee if you write down the questions, I always say have like 10 or 15 questions prepared, ready for the interviewer. If you have those questions ready and you have them down, put in your folder with your resumes. And a good interview will probably knock out most of those questions that you have. So you'll end up still having something to ask. And it shows that you prepared and you're interested. Okay. Number four is, even if it's a video interview, still dress like it's business casual. Something like, I have on here, still dress business casual. A sharp appearance shows that you are poised, polished, and prepared. Now, the statistics, I don't know, it went down a little bit. 69% of managers cited dressing inappropriately as their top turnoff about candidates. Even if you're going into an interview, dress like you're ready. If you say, "Oh, I'm just going on this little bitty, seasonal job," no, still dress like you will go for a regular job. Dress formal, dress casual, unless it's like a unless it's a business, you want to just business down. Okay, Sunday sharp. Number five, be on time. I would say not be on time, but be at least 15 minutes early. My dad is a Vietnam vet, and he will always say, if you on time, then you late. So if your interview was at 10 o'clock in the morning, you got there at 10 a.m. in the office and somebody face at 10 a.m. saying that you here for a interview at 10 a.m., you late. You're late. So be early because you never know that you may have to fill out a paper app. You may have to go to a security checkpoint or something. I've worked with a couple of Department of Defense contractors that if you can't just walk up in there. You gotta have your ID and everything. They kind of prep you for that. So be at least 15 minutes, or I say 10 to 15 minutes early. Number six, don't chew gum or have mints in your mouth while you're in an interview. Now, we definitely want our mouth, our breath to be fresh. And I am definitely one that is a gum chewer. So what I would do when I was interviewing, I would, before my interview, a minute or something, before I get into the door, find the garbage, I will spit it out. I just wanted my breath to be fresh, okay? Because I don't, ain't nothing like having an interview and your breath is hitting them before they even say something. So yes, make sure your breath is fresh, but spit out your gum because it can be a distraction, especially if you're chewing. Me, I pop gum and I don't even know it, so it is a distraction, and sometimes it's irritating to people too. Number seven, be excited and confident. Glad you got the interview. Positivity will show and you will be excited. And I say that if you haven't done my interview skills prep, you know why I say that, because I also went over some reasons why people and I hopefully I link that. There's reasons why people didn't get the job, right? Because they didn't show any type of, they had lack of confidence, they didn't show anything, they wasn't excited. So be excited, not overly excited, but just be excited you got the job. Just smile. Number eight is when you're in an interview, or before you even get to the interview, your phone, your cell phone, have it on silent or have it turned off if you can. Have it on silent, not vibrate. Have it on off. Turn it off, or just have it on silent. Again, not vibrate. I do have a time when I was doing interviews. This was years ago, and I was doing a group interview, and it was literally one lady in there. She was not paying attention at all. She was on her phone texting the whole time. We're asking questions, everything. She bringing up her phone, texting, and guess what? After the interview or a day after the interview, she asked us, you didn't even pay attention. You didn't answer a question or nothing. You just showed up not interested, showing that you're not interested. You're distracted. Sure, you put your phone up and it's on silent or off as well. Okay. Number nine is try to answer your questions in the STAR or the BAR method. The STAR is situation, a task, action, or resort. Um, the bar method is pretty much the same thing, the background, action, and results, because that'll give you full detailed answers, especially if it's an open-ended question. There are behavioral questions, but they're open-ended. So if they ask you what, when, a time, when, or can you describe, just give them the task. Just like I just told you with the group interview that I was just describing, had an interview. This person did this. The action result, she didn't get the job. That was the result. Okay. So, number 10 is practice mock interviews. If you haven't been in an interview in a long time, just practice some interview questions. Write down some of the hardest ones that you have, some tough ones, and I will guarantee you're always going to get a question that you wasn't ready for anyway. But I think it's best to answer 99% honestly and confident, and then that 1% won't be that hard. Okay, I'll say this: I had a job interview folder where it had the questions, it had the job description of the what I was going to, it had my resumes, it had a list of references if I needed. Um, and print out of instructions or something. I don't want to say print out instructions because now, you put in your GPS or whatever. Or depending on type of job, they may have instructions. Again, I work for a Department of Defense contractors and we send instructions. So you may want to print it out, save it to your phone or something like that. And also have a pen. Plain and simple as that. So just be ready. I would say be ready or have to get ready. Be sure to go to my website for my services, my e learning workshops, and my digital downloads. Until then, see you next time.